Sidewalk symphonies, bachata beats, taxi cabs humming, subway screech, walk and talk, NYC, meeting peeps, interviewing life stars, no fun, no cheats.
Welcome to Walkntalk, where bullshit walks
and New York City talks.
My name is the producer, Nikki Boy.
And I'm Ronnie, your co-host.
How you guys doing? I mean, finally, this is our second episode.
Number two.
Yeah, we had some good people follow through on the first episode, our friends. A lot of people were really excited. I had someone message me and was like, dude, when did you start a podcast?
Yeah, I got a few of those too.
I mean, it's cool though. They got a lot of support.
No, I think that was because at first we were just kind of doing it just to do it. Like, hey, let's just record something and see what happens. But I think it really hits home after you post it and you see the interactions. It's pretty dope. It makes you want to get in and do more. I mean, I guess that's why we're here, right?
Yeah. I mean, we got, what was a total of almost 7,000 views.
Between the first two reels that we posted?
First two reels?
On Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. We just broke 100 views on YouTube, which isn't bad for a first vid.
I mean, hey. It's more longer form. I expected TikTok to be a little bit more,
because
it's, little quick bits here and there.
But TikTok is I think maybe we got to make even shorter clips. You know what I mean? Because TikTok, sometimes it doesn't always work to your liking.
No. But I mean, hey, it's where we're starting.
It's whatever. But this episode is going to be more about New York City stuff. We were trying to get into it a little bit.
Yep.
We want to talk about some different topics. Last episode was more of just an introduction of who we were.
Just kind of spitballing,
Yeah. But now we're actually going to get into it and why we're called, Walkntalk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wanted to drop the first question. I had this set and done from the get-go because I was thinking about this, but I'm going to pose it to you.
All right.
And I'm going to hear your answer, and then I'm going to tell mine.
All right.
So, what do you think is the more, New York City breakfast? A bacon, egg, and cheese or a cream cheese bagel?
All right. Personally, I'm not the biggest, egg guy. They're not my favorite.
Really?
But I will say that I think the bacon, egg, and cheese is more iconic than the cream cheese bagel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my experience growing up, going to school, when we sat down, in the lunchroom, whatever, before class started, everybody had a bacon, egg, and cheese. You get the bacon, egg, cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. If you got the ketchup, we called you weird. Well, some people did. It was a funny thing. But everybody had the bacon, egg, and cheese. Mm-hmm. I didn't see too many cream cheese bagels. So I can't really say that it's too iconic, at least not for me, but we did grow up on two completely different sides of the same borough, so
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Well, to be honest, okay, for me, I feel like if you're older or someone who's I would say 40s and up actually, I feel like they would get a cream cheese bagel right off the back because I think a cream cheese bagel for that generation, I don't know why, but is more dominant than a bacon, egg, and cheese. Now, for me though, no, of course, I had my own knock after school, and I would go to him and get a bacon, egg, and cheese whenever I could. But I like ketchup on mine. I don't know. You don't like ketchup on yours?
I don't put the ketchup on it.
Nah, man.
I don't
salt, pepper, ketchup. Always.
I don't put the ketchup on it.
Some people put hot sauce on it.
I mean, I think it's weird because you got the hot you got the toasted bagel, warm egg, hot bacon, then you put cold ketchup on it.
I mean, it balances out. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how I feel about it.
Some people like hot sauce and then they drain it.
I think hot sauce is pretty heat. I'm a hot sauce guy.
Hot sauce and eggs is actually really nice, but for me, I don't know. I can't have that in the morning.
I don't know about ketchup in the morning though. I mean, that's a good argument. I don't know about ketchup in the morning. There's a lot of people that are not a fan of ketchup at all.
You like cheesy fries?
Yeah, depends on where I get them from.
All right, that's true. But do you eat cheesy fries with ketchup at all?
Nah, no. You mean if you're getting loaded fries, what's the point of putting more sauce in the loaded fries?
I don't know, bro. I mean, for me, I like it, but that's just me. But what's it called? No, I had this one friend who I can't deal with lox, dude. Lox are so weird to me.
I'm not a fish guy, so
no. But in the morning, I know it's a Jewish thing.
Fish in the morning. Well, again, like you said, it's a Jewish thing, so I guess there's cultural differences.
Of
but
course.
To me, fish in the morning, I can't get down with it.
No.
It's not my favorite.
No. There's a lot of different.
It's kind of the same way that I feel about the people that get the steak and eggs in the morning. It's 7:00 in the morning. What are we doing eating steak?
I've done that once. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of heat. If you're hungry, if you're hungover, it's the best thing in the world.
Oh, there we go.
But if it's if it's just you just chilling and you just want to eat something, I would always go for a bacon, egg, and cheese. But I wouldn't obviously go for something crazy like a steak dinner or a steak and eggs in the morning because that's wild. But nah, I wanted to say though, going back because this brought up some of my memories. Me and Ronnie after school a lot.
Oh yeah,
we get a BLT. and we used to get this place called Pantano's. No. What's it called? Advertisement for them, but Pantano's was lit because we'd always get a BLT
We
after.
get a BLT, light mayo.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point that the lady at the counter just
Knew us.
what we were gonna get,
Yeah.
and so she would pretty much order for us. Like we didn't have to do nothing.
That place was heat though.
Nah, it was really good.
And it's a
Definitely.
franchise too. It's
I
like
didn't know that.
No, me
I didn't know
neither.
that at all. I thought it was only one store, but I think there's like maybe at least two, three.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but there's not too many. I just didn't know it was a franchise at all.
Nah, me neither. I had no idea. I actually never heard of it until I went to
Nope,
Long Island.
Me either.
Okay. Getting into Long Island now. How about different places in New York, or like, what do you consider New York? Okay, and like obviously, the reason why I bring this up because recently a video of mine, kind of went viral a little bit, and I went to Buffalo, New York. Went to the city.
Yeah.
And I basically was looking for someone to get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Hence why I brought up the thing in the beginning of this discussion. And nobody could point me in the direction to get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Found a Tim Hortons.
You
by the
also
way.
asked a very stupid question.
Okay. Wait, I'm getting to it. I don't want to say just yet. I was pointed to a Tim Hortons. Must say, I honestly like Tim Hortons more than Dunkin' Donuts. That's a hot take.
I mean, I don't know. Because New York, let's be honest, there's not too many people that like are Dunkin' truthers. You usually get it from your bodega, like you get it on the corner store. You get what you get.
Two separate words, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely two separate words. The bodega store is asinine. I don't.
So the reason why he's saying that is because I basically went around in the video and I went up to someone and said, hey, like, where's the nearest bodega store? And I got shitted on in the comments
because
I have offended I think every single borough of New York, and in the comments everyone's saying, yo, obviously this guy's not from New York, definitely came from someone else. Oh, okay, whatever, definitely a Fed. I'm like, bro,
because bodega store is crazy. You sound like an undercover cop. All right, bodega store is crazy. You just call it the bodega, or if you don't got the accent, you just call it the bodega. All right,
bro, I'm not
or
even
you go to the deli, you drop the whole foreign word entirely. You just go to the deli. Bodega store is crazy.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, but my whole life I thought it was bodega store. I'm not lying. Like I really thought it was just bodega store. I never heard of it as. I mean, people say, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bodega. Okay, cool. I didn't know that store didn't follow up the word.
Have you ever heard store follow up the word?
No, not now.
Then
not.
what made you put
I don't
store
know.
after
I
the
listen,
word?
cause you know what? I try to pull it off too. If you look in the comments of that video, I go, "Yeah, guys, I said that because I asked someone and they were confused, so I put bodega store at the end of it."
Oh, you tried to save face.
I tried to
too,
save.
right?
I saved myself. Not everyone saw that message. Some people believe me. A lot of people didn't. They're like,
Nobody's
nah.
gonna believe you
No.
now.
I know.
You want to look at the
I'm
camera
outing
and say
myself.
it again real slowly?
Outing myself, but like, bro, that was the worst. Oh my god, I got so many comments. I mean, I don't care. Like when you get a video that goes viral, the best thing to do is let it go.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad or hate, it's still content. So I just had
if
to
you're
buy.
gonna get hate, I rather get hate for calling
bodega store,
a bodega
yeah.
store instead of anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's
But-
kind of best case scenario, but I mean, it's still a little crazy.
Could have been worse, but yeah. It was,
But now you know. Now you know.
Not to call it
You're
bodega
not gonna
store.
make that mistake.
I heard
again.
it's also kind of like calling chai tea.
Yeah, it's like that's a whole nother chai tea, TT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
just whatever. But moving on, going back to what I was saying. Yeah, so what do you consider like New York? Because in Buffalo, I mean, I've heard two sides of the spectrum when I was there. I've heard people say like people that come up to you and you're like, "Oh my," like they introduced me as the New Yorker. Like it was funny. Like I went up to people and I was like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And they're like, "Oh my god, he's from New York." And I was like, "Well, this
we
New
tend
York?"
to forget that New York City and New York State, although they're two different things, share the same name.
Yes.
So like you're from New York as in like the city.
Yeah.
Because we, like I was saying before we started recording, we consider Manhattan and only Manhattan to be the city because we live around here.
Yeah.
We're from Brooklyn, Queens, those kind of places. So we consider Manhattan and only Manhattan to be the city. We tend to forget that where we live is the city. We're definitely not the suburbs because we can talk about this after.
Yeah.
We've been to some suburbs and it's very different.
It's wild.
So
but yeah.
I think that's just that's like the cultural difference between here and Buffalo. Buffalo, although in and of itself it's its own city, life is different.
Yeah.
Like, it is very different.
and just not even just that, like being there, you can tell, like, I mean, not to put it down, but it's just, it's not as the same as New York City. Because like in this Buffalo City, when I was there, I mean, obviously the demographics different. You don't have, I guess, when people think of New York City and they're not from here,
You think of like diversity.
diversity, big tall buildings with lights and everything. Yeah, there's some tall buildings in Buffalo City, but it's not what you're going to get in Times Square. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I went there though, like I said, people introduced me as the New Yorker. It was kind of funny at first, but I asked a couple of people like, so do you guys consider yourself like, do you think if you say New York, people think of you? And some of them said no. And other people said, well, it depends. Because of the fact that, I mean, we are in the vicinity of New York.
Yeah.
But obviously, when someone looks up New York, they're not looking for Buffalo. I mean, not all the time. There's definitely some exceptions.
Yeah.
But they try to predict more of what you said, Manhattan.
No, but I think that it happens with a lot of other places. I'm going to use Massachusetts for an example because I just came from there. If you say Massachusetts, what's the first place you think of?
I think of Boston.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's the same thing that happens with places like Buffalo or Syracuse or fucking Schenectady.
Schenectady.
Nobody's thinking about those places. So when you say New York, people are thinking, the heart, New York City. I mean, to be fair, I had a friend from Jersey when I was younger that thought New York City and New York State were two entirely different places. They
Really?
could not wrap their head around the fact that New York City was in New York State.
Wow.
I don't know how, but yeah, so it makes sense to me that some people, I mean, because I'm kind of just rambling here, but
No, it's
Buffalo, people in Buffalo, I think you obviously say you're from New York because you're from New York State, but I think they stay away from saying that because when you say New York to someone who's not from New York, and then I tell you I'm from Buffalo, they're going to look at me and say, well, you're not from New York. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think so for the sake of ease of conversation, you say no.
Yeah, no, I guess it just to save yourself because, I mean, we're also the type of people. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some New Yorkers out there like, nah, fuck Buffalo, no shot. I
don't get it.
I don't get it
Is
either.
it funny? It's sure, but
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And with that video, I wasn't trying to say that. I was just wanting to make an egg and cheese.
Nobody was
Okay.
saying that Buffalo's not New York because that's asinine. But I very much see the cultural difference.
Yeah.
Well, culture is a very loose term. Here,
I will
but,
say
lifestyle difference.
I will say though that when I was a kid. And I first saw upstate New York. I couldn't believe it was New York too, but only because I've never been there. That's it.
Because we tend to forget how big
Upstate
this state is.
Yeah, bro. Oh, New York in general. Yes, New York is huge. And even people outside of New York, when I tell them I'm in upstate New York right now, they're like, "What's that?" And then I show them a video, and they're like, "There's a countryside in New York." I'm like, "Yeah." It's a countryside to almost every state, but sure,
we tend to forget we're pretty city boys.
Yeah, I mean. It's the truth, but it's just a totally different world. But comparing, what's it called, different states to city life. I think you should tell your story about Mass.
Yeah. All right. So my wonderful girlfriend Lily, if she's watching, and she probably will at some point.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, Lily. So she lives in Massachusetts, and so I went to visit for the first time last year, and it was an experience. I guess it's place-wise, setting-wise.
Yeah.
Because she lives very close to Boston.
Okay.
And so imagine if you were just a few minutes outside of Manhattan. Just for an example, if you were a few minutes outside of Manhattan, it's still pretty crazy. You
of
still
course.
have that very big city life influence, right?
Yeah.
It is not the same over there. I was expecting to get a lot of, hustle and bustle, some kind of city life-esque experience being that close to the city. No, not at all. My favorite story to tell is being there the first night, and she wanted to show me her neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she was like, come on, let's go for a walk. I want to show you this, that, and the third. So we go, we leave, we walk out, and we're just walking around, kicking up dirt essentially. And it is empty. There's not as many street lights, so it's pretty dark. I'm talking dark on some streets. There's no cars going around. There's
the abyss you came from.
Essentially.
Yeah, that's another story, but
oh, the abyss. So there's no cars around.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I really don't.
Hofstra. when you came out of nowhere in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that after. But yeah.
So there's like no people walking around. There's no cars driving back and forth.
Got you.
And so I get to like a 3-way intersection, and it is maybe 10 o'clock, maybe 11 the latest. Over here, that's still, time everybody's around. People are going places. I'm standing in the middle of the street. There's no one there. I'm just standing like this, like just looking around, waiting to get taken out. And there's nobody walking. There's no noise. There's barely any street lamps. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I called my dad the morning after. I was like, bro, it's empty, dog.
It's empty. Yeah. Okay, wait. I have a story to bounce off of that. So my brother. Now you gotta understand. My brother is an iron worker. Born and raised in Brooklyn. He's got that New York accent.
Heavy too.
Heavy too. Yeah. You've met my brother. Yeah. So he has never really left the city much, like in the same vicinity of like being a countryside. So the first time we took him to upstate New York, it was very interesting. And then I'm gonna talk about something else after. But he basically, we took him to upstate New York, and it's like 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. We parked the car outside and we're loading the car. Unloading the luggage to put it in the house, our house in upstate, my aunt's house. So we get out the car, and then my brother like just looks around like this. He's like,
yeah.
And I was like, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Nothing." So then we're loading it, right? We bring the luggage into the house, and then he looks at me, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean I'm doing? Like, well, I'm putting the luggage in the house.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Yeah." And he goes, "You're just gonna leave the car outside open?" I was like, "Dude, who the fuck is gonna come?
No one's here.
Nobody's around here." He would not leave. Dude, this dude was looking like Jason in the middle of the night, just breathing, staring at the car, and I'm dying laughing. I'm like, "Giovanni, come on, gun inside the house. No one's gonna take it." And he goes, No, just go." Like the Lone Ranger. I'm like, "What?"
I will defend this car.
I will defend this car.
I think you get used to it because now.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, now I've been back and forth a few times, and so I mean, it kind of just I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I love it over there. It's a very nice place. I enjoy it every time that I'm over here. Thank you for having me so many times. I love you.
Nice.
But yeah, I think just like the initial shock of being somewhere else after living like what we consider the city life and having all that, that congestion, like so many, noises or whatever. It's different. It's very different.
Because it's the lifestyle and the attitude. Like, you don't understand. There's an attitude to New Yorkers. I went to Nebraska for a work trip a few days ago, right? And I kid you not, Nebraska, where I was specifically in Nebraska, and I would say it's not. It kind of looks like Jersey, except houses are closer together and more hilly where I was.
Okay.
So the people that were there, we went for like a festival. Dude, it's like they're a decade behind us. That's what I meant to say. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're talking about kids our age, not on their phones, having a good time, enjoying people. I kid you not. I don't think there was one person judging someone else there. Like, you can sit down and talk to a random stranger, and they're inviting. Like, they're welcome. They're like, "Oh, I don't give a crap. Like, sit down." Like, I wonder if like something bad happened, that whole place would probably go crazy. Like, they wouldn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
But when you go to New York and you like go on the subway, you don't do that. You put in your headphones, you listen to your music.
I mean, life is just so much slower over there.
Of course.
And there's not as many people. And so I feel like you get to know, think about it like this, like small towns.
Yeah.
You get to know everybody. So there's never really a reason to be on guard, if that makes sense. Everybody knows everybody. I'm related to you, who's related to somebody else, who knows this person, who's gone to school with this person for, however many years. Everyone's very tight-knit.
Yeah.
And so, again, there's no reason for you to be, kind of leery of anybody because you've grown up around each other for so long.
Yeah.
New York and like cities in general, big cities in general, it's like there's so many people in and out. You see millions of people every day. There's always something to look out for. I mean, I made this joke before, but like we're the only fucking city that tells you if you see something, say something. Like that should be common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be common sense, but so many people are used to, I'm a mind my own business, that it kind of comes to bite you in the ass. And you have that attitude because it's like, all right, so what am I expecting from this guy? This guy looks a little different than what I'm used to.
Exactly.
Like, there's so much more prejudice in a bigger city because you have so many more interactions.
Yeah.
That, you know, when you go somewhere else and you see how inviting everybody is, I think you're kind of taken aback at first. You don't feel as comfortable until you acclimate to their way of life.
I called on my mom. And I said, Mom, I don't believe this place. And she like, I was like you said about to your dad. And she goes, what do you mean? I said,
this place is not real.
I'm like, I feel like I'm in a fucking Stranger Things episode. Like the whole town is just nice. And she goes, well, do you like it? And I said, yeah, but it fucking pisses me off how nice everyone is. Because I was like, dude, there's like not one person that gets pissed off here. Like I'm not lying when I say, I mean, in a way it's good too, because it kind of shows like you can trust everyone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was weird for me, specifically someone who's grown up in Brooklyn and have the mentality, like you said, like you got to know what this person's going to do. Like you're trying to think of what the next person's move is of someone right across from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, also that, like, think about just where you're from, but like in a completely different time.
Yeah, that's
like think
true.
about what your parents told you about getting on the train and going this place and going that place. They were in neighborhoods that if you weren't from there, you just didn't go there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's levels to these things that it's so different.
Yeah.
It's so different. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like I called my dad, like I said,
Yeah.
I called my dad and my mom and them were both asking me like, you know, do you like it over there? I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful. I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's gorgeous over here, and you know, my girlfriend's family is incredible. They've become my family at this point. Like I love them all. And I've grown to love that place so much so that now, like, my parents just are convinced that I'm just going to
move there.
But being there for the first time is just, I was like, whoa. Like, you kind of, it sounds stupid, but you tend to forget that there is life outside of where you're from.
I will admit, though, in a way, it makes me appreciate New York more, in a way. But at the same time, it also makes me rethink, like, how I think.
Yes.
Because you're like we just discussed, like, dude, like, yeah, it's something where, oh my God, like, this place is so much different than New York. New York, I can go down my block for a pizza.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas I have to drive, like,
over there, it's like, where's the nearest place?
And then might have to go to a separate town. Like,
Exactly.
that's a different mentality. But at the same time, you have a community of people who are just nice and genuine in these types of, what do you call it, rural, right?
Suburban. I would say
suburban?
Nebraska would be more rural. Where
yeah.
I'm talking about will definitely be more suburban.
Okay, so even suburban places. Whereas if you had that city life, it's just a different mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah. I did want to also bring up the idea of different places of being known. Like I we're going around the idea of New York and everything. So I said this to you before. New York City places of which one is more widely known. Let's go globally, not even nationally. The Statue of Liberty or the Brooklyn Bridge? Which one is more known?
Like, globally?
Globally.
Definitely Statue of Liberty.
I agree.
I definitely Statue of Liberty. Like Brooklyn Bridge is cool for us because it has Brooklyn in the name.
Yeah, of course.
But like Statue of Liberty is that, you know, that I guess it's kind of like, to me, I see it like a lighthouse. Like it's like that, you know, that symbol that everybody knows I have a fresh start. Like you think of the American dream, like people throw around the term the American dream.
Yeah.
When I hear that, I think of the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, immigration, you know, ins and outs, the whole melting pot deal. I think that's the biggest or like the most recognizable. I feel like you say New York to someone outside of the country and you're going to get hit with the Statue of Liberty, the Big Apple, you know, things like that.
And in my opinion, I don't think I have seen any textbook in my life without it in it. Like, you know, like describing American history.
Anything that mentions New York in any kind of like
there.
curriculum, the Statue of Liberty is in it.
I had cousins from Italy come to America for their first time ever.
Yeah.
And that was like the first thing they wanted to see. They said right off the bat, we got to go to Statue of Liberty. Like, no doubt about it. They wanted to go. And then we went. It was nice.
But can we talk about, sorry to cut you off, can we talk about how people outside of the city explore more of the city than people who live in it?
That's true. That's a hot take. That is so true, though. Because you want to know something? And I'll be so real. There are so many friends that I met in Hofstra and that are not from New York.
Yeah.
Not from New York at all. Come for the lifestyle of try to be a New Yorker / few minutes away from the city, study, whatever. and they would list off places to me like, yo, let's go to this park, let's
And
go
I'm
to
like,
this.
Where the fuck is
And
that?
then where and they look at me like,
You live here.
you
Like,
live
you
here,
should know.
you don't know? And I'm like, no, I know. Like,
No, I don't.
I don't go out to every single part of New York. Like, I mean, yes, some people
I definitely
do.
should.
Yeah, I should. But sometimes I'm a homebody, most of the times. But like, you know, like for me, that's not what I do.
Yeah, but I think for us, the excitement of the allure of New York is so dumbed down because
Oh, yeah.
we live here, and so it's like, you know, the fuck do I want to go to my own state for and walk around and go see something?
Yeah.
We tend to forget and look outward to places for an experience, for a vacation. You know, I guess to put into one word, that we forget that there's so much more that we haven't explored within our own area. That when people come in and they're like, yo, let's go here. We're like, yo, what the hell are you talking about? Because I can confidently say, again, now I'm going to start yapping my ass off about Boston. I have been to a ton of places in that state in the 4 or 5 times that I've been there. And I don't think I've been to as many cool experiences here. I mean, not to say that I haven't done a lot.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to just hitting on like the buzz points in a certain place, I cleared Boston immediately.
Yeah. It's because New York is so dense and has got so much different cultures that you can even explore. But like the whole idea of traveling as a New Yorker to different places is only because you live in it, you know what's there, you just don't want to
like,
go.
you
You know Chelsea Piers?
No.
You don't know Chelsea Piers?
I might.
No, you definitely know
I
Chelsea
might.
Piers.
I just don't see it. I probably just
Chelsea Piers is that big. I think it's. I don't even know if it's a. I've been only there like 3 times. It's not a company, but it owns the piers along the New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So you know Chelsea Piers, right?
Yes.
I had friends in
See,
high
this
school.
is exactly what we're talking about. Like,
Yeah. So, but I had friends in
I'm
high
gonna
school.
get flamed for that. I'm not excited to post this anymore. Can we just get rid of this whole segment?
If you want to. Wait, I'll say this. I had friends who wanted to go to Chelsea Piers like after school. Now you're talking about in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay. That's where my high school was. Dude, that is like more than an hour away. Like even with my train ride, whatever, it doesn't matter. I was like, bro, we have basketball courts down
Right there.
down my block. Why do we need to go to Chelsea Piers?
Oh, wait, yes, I do. I know exactly what you're talking about because a lot of people from my high school would go there to play basketball too.
Bro, I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. It's mad nice. You're by the water and everything. No, I don't want to go all the
I know
way
exactly what
just
you're
to
talking
play
about.
ball. I mean, literally, there's so many parks. It wasn't even like, I mean, down my block. That's not where, had a what's it called? I live May 14th Street. Down there, I don't give a out it. What's it called? down is Diker Park, and they have got a whole bunch of basketball courts there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was near my school, but there's a ton of basketball courts near my school at the time, and I was like,
But
dude,
it's like you need to go to the parks. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know,
I think
but,
that's
like,
what it was.
nah, I
Just, like,
couldn't.
just
I
to
couldn't
say
see
that
eye to
I've
eye
gone
on
there,
that, man. I don't
Just
know.
to say that you've gone there, I think is the thing.
Well, for me, I didn't like it. I mean, I plus I didn't even like basketball as much.
But
no,
it's
no,
just
no,
like
no
it's
hate
the
on.
commute.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the commute. Like if we went on vacation, I told you let's drive 6 fucking hours to
Yes.
go see something cool.
crazy.
We're gonna be like, yeah, get in the car. Like we're on vacation. But if we're home and I'm telling you, yo, let's drive 6 hours, you're gonna look at me like, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's another thing that people don't know? Like, people who are not from New York, like their commute to their schools are much different than ours. Like we
Yeah.
learned how to ride the trains at a younger age and how to. Obviously, in New York, it's not like a guarantee. No, this isn't possible. But like, if you don't have a license, you can still get around.
Yeah.
But it helps. But we learned like how to take maybe 2 to 3 trains and a bus ride to get to our school, right? Whereas other people, I mean,
had to drive. That was it.
Yeah, had to drive,
even,
or
even
the-
in Long Island.
yeah,
Even
that's
in
true.
Long-
That's true.
Excuse me, on Long Island.
On Long Island,
before
yeah,
I get
Jumped.
jumped.
Yo, it's 2. These strike 2
Before I
for you
get
right now, bro.
jumped On Long Island. Give me a break. On Long Island, like, there isn't a lot of public transportation. If you're not on the LIRR, which, I mean, only gets you so far,
Yeah.
or the Nassau buses, the nice buses, those orange-looking motherfuckers, like, it's not easy to get around.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. And so a lot of even our friends, like, I think that was a big thing too. I went to a Yankee game with a couple friends of mine. We watched them play the Orioles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice
I
game.
went. It was a good game. It was a good game. Unfortunately, the Orioles lost, which sucked.
Oh, that's right, because you're a Met fan.
I'm a Mets fan.
I'm a Met fan too.
The only reason we went to that game is because we tried to get a game going, but people's schedules just wouldn't.
Damn.
And so it was like, I want to go see a game anyway. Let's just go to a good one. And we saw the Orioles were in town. We're like, we're gonna go see it.
Fire.
So we get to the game. So it was a good game. You know, we had a good time. And then now we're going back. And one of the friends that came with me, he lives on Long Island.
Mm.
We got on the 4 train because, you know, that's the train to Yankee Stadium. And he had ridden the LIRR to Grand Central and then hopped on the 4. So I've gone both ways. I've gone from my house and then I've gone with a group of friends from Long Island.
Yeah.
So, you know, he hopped on the train, LIRR, Grand Central, 4 into Yankee Stadium. You know how the trains work. Like, you know, one's going this way, the other one's going that way. It's the same train, just going both ways, right?
Of course, yeah.
We're waiting. We're going up to the train station to get we're standing on the platform, and he's like, "Are we sure that this is the train to get home? Like, is this the train I have to take to get home?" I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Well, how do you know?" I'm like, "It's the same train. You're just going the opposite direction."
Mm-hmm.
He lives in New York, but on Long Island, and he didn't know that. It's a completely different kind of dynamic over there.
It's because, and that's the same thing, like talking about with like upstate and stuff. I mean, forget it. They don't have any subway system up there. I mean, so they don't even know any of that stuff. But it's a different dynamic wherever you go in New York. I mean, we could talk about Staten Island. Staten Island's its own thing.
Well, Staten Island, you gotta take a fucking boat.
Yeah.
So.
You get on the ferry. They got the whole Ellis Island trip, kind of like an immigration thing. That's what they. Actually, you want to know? I can't bash. Wait a minute. I can't bash. I have family there. See, Antonella, I love you. This is nothing against it, because my aunt actually sometimes takes the ferry in, and she loves it. I mean, I've been on the Staten Island ferry. Yeah, no, it's nice.
The ferry's cool. It's just, I guess it's such an easy thing to make fun of, because it's like, you know, everybody's on trains and cars and shit, and you got on a boat. You know,
that is true though. That is true.
I think that's what sets, you know, makes it such an easy target to make fun of, because this entire fucking city is an island,
bro.
And we make fun of Staten Island because it's just that much.
Also, we got the weirdest people, man. We got some crazy people in New York. Like, talking about, like, I mean, obviously, if you go through Times Square, you're gonna see someone who just is an oddball.
Not even just the weirdest people. You just got like some weird side hustles, man.
Yeah, you ever see the Gold Man?
You ever seen the superheroes in Times Square?
Oh yeah. Bro, okay. I had a friend. I can tell him, Ryan. You know Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, me and my friend Ryan were in Times Square. It's his first time with his brother. His brother's first time, sorry. And I said to him, I was like, listen, there's going to be a bunch of people in mascots. Just walk right past.
Just don't look at them.
So, Ryan...
bunch of people in mascots, bunch of people trying to sell you CDs.
Yeah. For no reason. I'm like, bro, where do you find the time to make this?
And they'll sign that.
And where am I going to play this? Yeah, they'll sign it. Take it, bro. Take it, bro. I don't got no boombox with me, cuz.
I'm not taking your fucking mixtape, dog.
But anyway, I was with Ryan and his brother, Robbie. And this dude... I said, don't.
He didn't heed your warning.
No. He heard it. He just didn't. I don't think he cared. So we went to Times Square. Boom. Optimus Prime comes up. Iron Man next to him.
The worst fucking costumes.
And we were talking about Optimus Prime, that's like 5'1", and then Iron Man, who's 6'11". Perfectly good descriptions for each character. Comes up, takes a photo. Minnie Mouse comes in, whatever.
Oh my god.
Like they flooded him like a flock of pigeons, bro. In no time, they took the photo. Can I have money, all hands. And then I walked away because, like, dude, I told you.
I warned you.
I warned you. This ain't on me. And I stepped away.
And it's always the worst fucking costumes. So, like, Elmo has seen better fucking days, bro. That guy looks gross. Every Elmo that I see looks terrible. Like, all the costumes look bad, but Elmo looks disgusting.
Yeah. So Ryan walks. So I walk away, and Robbie walks away. So Ryan is there.
Fucked up. Now you left him by himself,
bro. He just emptied his wallet and started giving money.
That's terrible. Why'd you let him do that? Like,
bro, what am I gonna do? Like,
fuck, I don't know. Like,
I was pissed.
Shit.
I was pissed. I was like, see, this is your fault. I'm like, bro, stop. They're gonna ask for money, and he did not care. He just
bled that kid dry.
I think he like lost like $50. I'm not even lying.
That's terrible. They bled that kid dry.
It was awful. But it was hilarious. There's also some interesting side hustles. There's this dude that always dresses like the Statue of Liberty You ever seen that?
I don't think I've seen them.
I don't even know. I don't know what it is, but they're on top of a pedestal, and they're literally like just standing there. The gold man is literally a guy who is in a statue.
The gold man. I think everybody knows about the gold man, the naked cowboy, the naked cowgirl.
Yeah. You seen the side talk videos? They got her on there, but yeah, bro. New York City is an interesting place.
It's definitely an interesting
100%.
place.
100%. All right, so I think that's a good cut.
No, I think
for
so.
the first episode. Like I said, we don't want these episodes, by the way, to be too long.
Yeah.
We're going to have like 30 minutes max on each, just so you guys can listen to it, have fun. But like, I think you brought it up that it's...
Yeah, it's not too long. You just got something to listen to in the background if you really want to, and just kind of kick it.
Yeah. All right.
But I think that does it, man.
Yeah, for our second episode of Walk and Talk, that's a wrap. We'll see you on episode 3, baby.
Peace. No fun, no cheats. Broadway blazing, never facing. City's heart pumping, never slow pacing.